Alright, Silent Guy C here with a new set review. I've been eagerly awaiting for this set. The set that we're covering this time is Fate Reforged. This set is said to be quite revolutionary, and it involves a time expanse of the block known as Kanza Tarkir, involving dragons and all that such. Now, let's get right into it, so let's begin. We start off with the cons, to so to say, or the people in charge of each clan. First, we have the Abzan, which is Daghatter, the Adamant, which is 3 colorless, 1 white. Vigilance, they're all legendaries, just so you know. And it says Daghatter, the Adamant, enters the battlefield of 4+1/+1 counters on it, with 1 colorless, black green, move a +1/+1 counter from target creature onto a second target creature. 0/0. Oh, obviously then there's with the 4/4. It's pretty good when you want to boost your creatures and move the counters along. It's not bad at all. Shuyan the Silent Tempest, 2 colorless, 1 blue, has prowess, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay red white. If you do, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. 3/2. This is actually pretty good. The fact that you're grinding double strike to a certain creature, and plus that Shuyan does have prowess. This is a pretty interesting, noting the fact that you're able to apply more damage as you go to attack. Tasigur the Golden Fang, 5 colorless, 1 black, delve. And it says for 2 colorless and green blue, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard, then return a non-land card of an opponent's choice from graveyard to your hand. 4/5. This is probably one of the most profitable cons right now, because why? Because you can delve it to bring it down to 1 black, so that's pretty nice. The only thing that I have a concern is to get the cards from the graveyard and then return the land card and all that. So yeah, but it's basically the opponent's choice, but it's pretty nice. Lets you know what your options are. And we have Alicia, who smiles at death, 2 colors, 1 red. And it says first strike, whenever Alicia, who smiles at death, attacks, you may pay white black. If you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking. 3/2. This card is probably one of the most interesting ones because people have been talking about it a lot and speculating. The fact is that you're able to return target creature of converted mana cost. Not the converted mana cost, I apologize. With power 2 or less. Now here's the thing though, it's all about the power that you gotta take into consideration and all that. But if you have certain creatures that have certain special abilities that you want to bring out, you bring them in. It's not a bad concept, but really, you know, a lot of people really like this card, so I really don't see the big deal behind it. But that's just me. Again, it's my opinion. So, and we have Yasova Dragonclaw, 2 colorless, 1 green. Trample, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 1 colorless, blue red. If you do, gain control of target creature and opponent controls with power less than your Yasova Dragonclaw's power until end of turn. Untap that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. 4/2. Almost similar to Alicia, but the only difference is that you control a creature within the battlefield, and you could only do it with a power less with that, pretty much. And for me, in my opinion, the best con of these 5 right here has to go to Tasigur the Golden Fang. Why? Because Tasigur is profitable, and the sole fact being that you're able to pick up a card when you really need it. Standard, I don't know if I can see it that will see play, but in sealed or limited, it's actually pretty good. It's not bad at all. Keep in mind, all the things that I'm saying is that I make decisions based on which I believe is the best. Sometimes I make, you know, decisions based on how fun it is to play with and everything. It's not necessarily, oh, like you all know that which card is the better one, but that's basically what I go by. I go by my opinion, and if you have anything to say, just leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Now we have, oh my god. Speaking of which, now we have this over here, this amazing section of 5 cards over here, which I really gotta get it to depth with. Like, this is, like, when I saw this card, it just blew my mind. Soulfire Grandmaster, 1 colorless, 1 white. It's a mythic and it's not legendary. That is insane. And it has lifelink, instant, and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. Okay, here's a thing. This card is format defining, and it's something that is just broken. Like it's ridiculous. Like, put it this way: let's say you're playing a match of Modern and you have Soulfire Grandmaster come into play. You do Lightning Bolt. You inflict the 3 damage to the creature or the player. You gain that 3 life as well. And that applies to every other instant and sorcery that inflicts damage. You gain that opportunity to gain life. This is a la Lightning Helix effect, pretty much. But this is an amazing thing, and the fact that she has lifelink as well just blows my mind as well. And it's not only that; it also has another ability, which is 2 colors, blue red, blue red. The next time you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of into your graveyard as it resolves. 2/2. Here's the thing: if you're gonna play this creature, I would suggest that you play it just for the lifelink, and the instant sorcery spells you control have lifelink. The second ability, if you have the mana to do it, you can do it. I mean, if you want to get there, do it. But I don't recommend it. That's just me. What this card reminds me of, it kind of reminds me of Snapcaster Mage in a way. Why? Because it gives an effect when you bring a spell and all that. The only thing is, it's not exactly Snapcaster because you have to pay, for the fact being that you got to pay the 4 mana just to bring a card back to your hand and replay it again. So, but this card easily is probably one of the best cards in the set, just for that fact. I mean, it is simply amazing. I say get as much of these as you can. This is going to be a very valuable card. Invest in it. I suggest it. Please invest it. It will help you gain in financial states of Magic. So yeah. Next we have a Torrent Elemental, 4 colors, 1 blue. It's flying. Whenever Torrent Elemental attacks, tap all creatures defending player controls. 3 colorless, 1 black, 1 green. Black and green. Put Torrent Elemental from exile to the battlefield tapped. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. Okay, here's the thing about this one. This one is, I say it's limited playable because in a standard or any other format like that, constructed, I don't see that gets that much play in my opinion. So, and I mean, it's in sealed, it's good. I mean, I'll definitely play it in sealed if I have a chance to get it. To me, it's just an ugly card overall. Yeah, because in sealed and sealed and limited, you could pay for the mana and it works out for you. So definitely go with that. Brutal Horde Chief, 3 colorless at 1 black, Orc Warrior. Whenever a creature you control attacks, the defending player loses 1 life and gain 1 life. Oh my god, that is insane! Just to enable that effect with your other creatures to do that. And then it says, for 3 colorless, red white, creatures your opponent control block this turn, and you choose how those creatures block. 3/3. This is amazing for the sole purpose that it gives battlefield presence and allows battlefield tactic manipulation, allowing you to send certain creatures attack certain creatures. But it gives you the advantage of how you could strike at them and everything. I say this is a brilliant card. I absolutely love it. I mean, it would first pick it if I do get it. I mean, it's amazing. In my Abzan standard deck, I'm not sure if I would play it, but I probably would. If I do get it, I probably would. A Shaman of the Great Hunt, 3 colors of red. Creature Orc Shaman, haste. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Ferocious. For 2 colors, 1 green, 1 blue. Draw a card for each creature you control, power 4 or greater. 4/2. What? Okay. I don't remember fondly, but I believe that this card was spoiled a while back. I may be wrong. Memory might serve me wrong. But this card was spoiled a while back, and it said something different, or maybe it was the same thing or whatever. I don't know if it's greater than what it was spoiled before or anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't know. But picture this. You put this guy to deal combat damage. It's going to get a +1/+1 counter. It's going to get bigger. If you have more creatures around, you have to draw a card. I say you put it Aqua's form on that bad boy, you're gonna get scrying, damage inflicted, and you draw the card. And to do that is quite simple actually. You just get Aqua's form, apply it, attach, make Shaman attack. Once it attacks, you do the scrying first. The scry effect. So you scry, so you know what card you have. And every time you draw, you're gonna get something good and it's gonna benefit you in your draws. And then you possibly will win the game with this guy. This guy is nuts. Simply nuts. And the next card, oh my god. This card, when it was spoiled, I mean, this set alone, it amazes me because this set, I believe, was gonna fall under the impression of the second set problem, because usually all three set blocks had the second set problem that they don't have so great cards in the set. But I see that they're doing certain things, they're tweaking it around, doing some sort of reprints or some sort of mechanic, wishy-washy type of shit or something like that, like making a benefit. And from what I'm seeing is this set is amazing. I'm gonna continue on so you can see. And this card is a prime example. Warden of the First Tree for 1 green. Human. This creature is an incarnation of Figure of Destiny, but in green. Absolutely amazing. So for 1 colorless, white black, Warden of the First Tree becomes a human warrior with base power and toughness 3/3. So for 2 mana, it becomes a 3/3. For 2 colorless, white black, if Warden of the First Tree is a warrior, it becomes a human spirit with trample and lifelink. Now here's the best part. For 3 colorless, 1 white black, if Warden of the First Tree is a spirit, put 5+1/+1 counters on it. And here's one thing you can keep a note of. This is why I'm a little bit in awe with this card right now. Its last ability is repeatable. So you could actually apply more counters onto it. More counters. This card is an all-star and seal and limited. Absolutely amazing. And the fact that they reprinted something that was similar to Figure of Destiny just blows my mind. I mean, I'm really starting out for that, card of Figure of Destiny, but this is the closest thing I could get to it. Why not? I get it. Would I play the Mamzen deck? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But it's really nice. So, if I had to pick one out of these 5 over here, you have to go to Soulfire Grandmaster. Why? Just the lifelink alone and everything. And the fact being that I play Is It and I might do an American mid-range and modern, this is the card to go to. Possibly the most valuable card of the set. One of the most valuable ones. And of course, we have the dragons. Now, throughout Kanza Tarkir, dragons were mentioned in the whole block that they were going to be presented. Fortunately, we pretty much didn't see any dragons in the first set Kanza Tarkir, but in Fate Reforged, and as well as Dragons of Tarkir, ironically, dragons, are going to present themselves. And these are the 5 uncommon dragons of Fate Reforged. The first one is Ward Scale Dragon, which is 4 colors, 2 white. It's a flyer, obviously. As long as Ward Scale Dragon is attacking, defending player can't cast spells. 4/4. So just keep it attacking and your opponent won't cast spells. Mind Scour Dragon, 4 colors, 2 blue, flying. When Mind Scour Dragon deals combat damage to the opponent, target player puts the top 4 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. 4/4. So basically the Milling Dragon. And now we have Noxious Dragon, 4 colors, 2 black, flying. When Noxious Dragon dies, you may Destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, 4 or 4. So anything with mana cost 3 or less, done. Shockmaw Dragon, 4 colors, 2 red, flying. When Shockmaw Dragon deals combat damage to a player, it deals 1 damage to each creature that player controls. 4/4. Kind of reminds me of Thundermaw Hellkite a bit, or Hell Rider for that matter, because of the fact that it inflicts 1 damage to each creature and all that. So it's really nice. That does lack the haste. That's what makes Thundermaw kind of great. Next we have Destructor Dragon, 4 colorless, 2 green, flying. When Destructor Dragon dies, destroy target non-creature permanent. 4/4. Well, I see Destructor Dragon in this situation. He's like, whatever to me. If I had to pick one, it would have to be Ward Scale Dragon, because I love it when opponents can't cast spells once this dragon starts attacking. It's simply beautiful. It could be argued that these dragons, they have abilities, but I wish they had certain abilities, such as the white one having vigilance, blue one having hexproof, the black one with death touch, red with haste, and then green with whatever it has. I mean, that will simply be amazing. But the fact that it's uncommon and it has these abilities make it quite diverse, and I love the way that they presented themselves, and that's really good. I'm glad that they're bringing dragons into the spectrum, so that's really nice, the fact they're doing that. Next we have the sieges, which allows you to select a certain option in the form of cons or dragons. We'll start off with the first one, which is Citadel Siege, 2 colors, 2 white. Cons: at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2/+1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons: at the beginning of combat on each opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. If I had to pick, I would pick dragons on this one. Next we go to Monastery Siege, 2 colors, 1 blue. For cons: at the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card, then discard a card. Dragons: spells your opponents cast that target you or a permanent you control cost 2 more to cast. If I had to pick, I would have to say dragons. Dragons is nice. I mean, to make them, just pay 2 more, it's very nice. Palace Siege, 3 colors, 2 black. People have been saying this is the one that might get played the most. Is cons: at the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Dragons: at the beginning of your upkeep, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Oh man, is it a double benefit right there? I mean, you could just say, oh, I want to have my creatures come back, or you can just say, oh, I want them to lose 2 life and you gain 2 life. I'm gonna have to go with dragons on this one, but cons is nice as well, so I'm not gonna lie. Next we have Outpost Siege, for 3 colorless, 1 red. Cons: at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card. Dragons: whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If I had to pick, I would pick dragons to play it safe, because cons: the fact that you have to exile a card, chances are you might need it or you might not need it for it to be in play. So that's just me. I would pick dragons to be safe. Frontier Siege, 3 colors, 1 green. Perhaps one of the greatest siege cards. Why? Strictly because of the cons decision. It says, at the beginning of each of your main phases, add 2 green to your mana pool. Oh my god, this is perhaps the best one, just for that alone. I mean, the fact that you have additional mana makes it really nice. And for dragons, whenever a creature with flying enters the battlefield under your control, you have it fight target creature you don't control. I mean, this is nuts. Like, even the dragons is nice. Like, you can make the dragon fight. I mean, it's awesome. I'm gonna have to say it's a tie. I'm gonna have to go with Palace Siege and Frontier Siege. Frontier Siege, mana ramp, and this, like, mana ramp and being able to fight with other creatures. And for Palace Siege, because you get to return creature and you gain life and make the opponent lose life. I mean, enough said. I mean, this just blows my mind. It's amazing. Next we have these 5 over here, the 5 uncommons. We have Wandering Champion, 1 colorless, 1 white. Before I start, these creatures over here, basically, you see their watermarks, how they have Jeskai, Sultai, Mardu, Temur, and Abzan. Well, basically it's this. They benefit from the other color that's in the clan. For example, Abzan is, green, white, black. And in this case, this card we're presenting is Jeskai, which is white, blue, and red. So if you have blue or red, in the form of permanence, that applies to all these five. Special ability comes into play. So if that happens, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. 3-1. Okay with me. Meringue River Prowler. 2 colors, 1 blue. Now this is what makes this card unique of the 5. Meringue River Prowler can't block and can't be blocked. So, and the funny thing is, you may cast them from your graveyard as long as you black or green permanent 2-1. So basically this card has 2 abilities at the cost of 3 mana, which makes it very interesting. It's not something that should be underestimated, actually. We have Battle Brawler, 1 color, 1 black. It gets +1, +0, and has first strike 2/2. Pretty good for a buff. Hungering Yeti, 4 colors of red. You may cast it though as it has flash, 4/4. And then we have Abzan Kinguard, 3 colors, 1 green. It has lifelink for 3/3. Now I must make the rough decision, and it's a tie actually. I'm gonna have to go with Meringue River Prowler and Abzan Kinguard. Why? Because Meringue River Prowler, it has the ability to maintain battlefield presence as long as you maintain the other colors, and the fact that it can't block and can't be blocked, it makes it quite versatile in the battlefield, knowing that every time it's gonna hit without having it be blocked and all that. That's what makes it great. And Abzan Kinguard, because lifelink. It sounds biased because I love Abzan, but the lifelink is where it's at. That's where you gotta go with lifelink. Just a wonderful combat trick, enabling you to gain life as you attack. I mean, wow, it's really a lifesaver when it comes to the battles. Abzan Ruin Mark, 2 colors, 1 white. These are the common enchantment auras, and it says creature gets +2/+2. Same thing as I said earlier. The same thing with the creatures. You gotta have the clan colors to reap the benefit. So if you have black or green, you get vigilance. Jeskai, same thing. You're red or white, you have flying. Black, death touch. Red, first strike. And then green, you have trample. Now here's the hard part. Which one would you pick out of these 5? I say flying is very good because flying has amazing evasion. I love flying. Death touch is definitely another great thing as well. The fact that Death Touch brings presence into the battlefield, as well as shuts creatures down and all that. I absolutely love that. So if I had to pick, I would have to go with Jeskai Ruin Mark, just because it has evasion. I mean, it's the best thing. I mean, everything else is just as good, but flying is definitely a great evasive tactic. Absolutely great. Next we have Abzan Advantage in 1 color, 1 white. Target player sacrifices enchantment, bolster 1. This is a sideboard card in my opinion. It's nice that you sacrifice an enchantment to get a buff, but who does that really? Think about it. Evan Surveyor, 3 colors, 2 blue. Flying. When Evan Surveyor enters the battlefield, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on Evan Surveyor, or return target creature to its owner's hand. 2/2. Conditional creature, really. So basically, it's okay. It's whatever. Alicia's Vanguard, 3 colors, 1 black, and it has dash. Dash is a new mechanic that is mentioned as well. That should be mentioned in this set, because dash enables you to cast a spell for that cost to bring it into the battlefield with haste, and then bring it back to your hand at the end of the turn, which is really nice. Also, bolster, I forgot to mention, is you buff your creatures with a creature with the least toughness, and you give it a +1/+1 counter to make it stronger. So yeah, that should be mentioned. So we have Alicia's Vanguard, 3/3. It's okay because the dash is lower than the converted mana cost when you hard cast it, so I say it's okay in my book. We'll move on to Bathed in Dragonfire, 2 colorless, 1 red. Bathed in Dragonfire deals 4 damage to target creature. Only if it dealt 4 damage to player as well, then it'll be pretty good. Onic Guide, 1 colorless, 1 green. When Onic Guide enters the battlefield, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 card on Onic Guide, or search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. Now I have to pick which one is the best one, and I'm gonna have to go with, believe it or not, Onic Guide. Why? Because it's great to skim your deck out, especially in the limited format, to go find lands. If you're land screwed, this guy will help you. I mean, he's simply great. +1/+1 conditional if you want to buff him and all that. So that's just me. That's what I would pick. But then again, people will argue that the black one is good because you get to dash all the time and apply the attack and just go with haste. So you know what? I'm gonna have to make a change. I might have to go with Alesha's Vanguard, believe it or not. Now, if it was a condition to be first picked, it would have to be Alesha's Vanguard. I do not pull Alesha's Vanguard in limited sealed. I would have to go with the other green one. So yeah, that's how it would work. Next we have Abzan Sky Captain. 3 colors, 1 white. Flying. When Abzan Sky Captain dies, bolster 2/2/2. Not bad. It's okay. Cloud Form. 1 color is 2 blue. 1 cloud form enters the battlefield because the aura with enchant creature manifests the top card of your library and attach cloud form to it. Enchanted creature has hex, flying, and hexproof. Wow, that's actually really good. You know, I noticed that these sets, they don't have a lot of creatures that have hexproof. Hexproof is a big deal this time around because there's not really any cards that hinders hexproof pretty badly, except for Dead Drop, which is the only one I can think of. But other than that, hexproof is quite a big deal. Yeah, and the fact that it has the manifest, which is a new mechanic as well. You know, you get to manifest a card for 2/2, essentially the same as Morph. Only difference is you make it a 2/2, you turn it face up. You know, you bring the creature up and you pay its converted mana cost. But hey, this card is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Then we have Ancestral Vengeance for 2 black. Enchant creature. When Ancestral Vengeance enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature in control. Enchanted creature gets -1/-1. So basically, it is a two-way enchantment. You could use it to hinder an opponent or help yourself. So yeah, it's really nice for common. Bloodfire Enforcers, 3 colors, 1 red. Bloodfire Forces has first strike and trample as long as an instant card and a sorcery card are in your graveyard. 5/2. This one's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, first strike and trample for 5/2. That ain't bad at all. I mean, I gotta admit, it's pretty nice. For 3 colors and a green, we have Archers of Corsi, Defender, and Reach. 5/2. It's pretty strong, the Defenders of Defender and the Bloodfire Enforcers. But if I have to pick one, I have to go with Cloud Form. Why? Because of one big deal, like I said, not many sets have it now, is the hexproof. Try to look up as much creatures you can to have hexproof, and you're gonna see there's barely any. So yeah, hexproof is a big deal. Next we have these 5 over here. Arishan Cleric, 1 colorless, 1 white. When Arishan Cleric enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life, 1/3. Oh man, that is awesome. Enhanced Awareness, 4 colors, 1 blue. Draw 3 cards and discard a card. Draw card advantage. Dark Deal, 2 colorless, 1 black. Sorcery, each player discards all the cards in his or her hand and draws that many cards. -1. That little thing that they're both carrying is actually familiar. That comes from the card from Konstantar called Cranial Archive. What could the art mean? Does it have a story behind it? Who knows? Maybe the flavor text will say it, but that's how it is. So yeah, the cards looks good. I mean, that's okay. Break through the line. 1 colors, 1 red. Enchantment for 1 red. Target creature of power 2 or less gains haste until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Pretty good for weenies. Not bad. Battlefront Crushhawk. 4 colors, 1 green. Battlefront Crushhawk can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Each creature control with a +1/+1 counter on it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. 3/4. Wow. Wow, that is quite a buff. I'm not gonna lie. Alright. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna say I love my fatties. Battlefront Crushhawk. I'm sorry, but it's awesome. The fact that it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and the giving buffs, it's simply nice. I mean, everything else is as good. I mean, if I pull the other ones, well, that's the ones I gotta do. Sometimes when you play limited and sealed, that's how it is. I mean, whatever you get is what you gotta play with, you know. But Word of advice, just have fun. Even though you know you're not gonna win, at least try. You never know. You might win with what you have. You know, some people say it might be garbage, but you might make it. You'd be surprised. Aven Skirmisher for 1 white, flying 1/1. Yeah, vanilla creature with flying for 1. Not bad. Fascination. X colors 2 blue. This card is actually interesting. It's fascinating me. Choose 1. Each player draws X cards. Each player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I would have to go with the drawing option. It's not bad at all, but you know, you get to pick either or, so it's okay. Diplomacy of the Waste, 2 colors, 1 black. Sorcery. Target appeals. We're not in court. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. If you control a warrior, that player loses 2 life. Essentially, is a discard spell, and if you have a warrior, you benefit even more. It's not bad at all. Diplomacy of the Waste. Pretty interesting name. Like it. Collateral damage for 1 red. Instant. As an additional cost to cast collateral damage, sacrifice a creature. Collateral damage deals 3 damage to target creature or player. This is a fun card. Why? Because there is ways to sacrifice a creature and bring it back. There is ways. You know, this is an interesting card. It might work pretty good. Then you have Catch Defenses, which is 2 colorless, 1 green. Sorcery, bolster 3. Basically, just buff your weaklings and make them bigger. Now, if I had to pick one, I love me some collateral damage, actually. Collateral damage is a winning formula because why? At the end, if you're not able to attack, you could just sacrifice the creature and bash them in the face. That is the big surprise, and for that cost, it's cheap. Simply cheap. I'll go with that. I'll definitely go with that. So now we have these 5 over here. Channel Harm, 5 colors, 1 white. Wall of text. If damage is prevented, you do that much damage, but yada yada yada, retaliate. Bah. Lotus Path Djinn for 3 colors, 1 blue. Flying and Prowess for a 2/3. I say this card is easily good for limited. It's absolutely good. I like the art on it too. It's pretty cool. I'll definitely play it. Plus, ironically, I love the art. Well, not really ironically. It's just I love it. Steve Argyle is the artist, so I gotta give it to him. I love Steve Argyle's art as well. Douse and Gloom, 2 colors, 1 black. That's nice art as well. Douse and Gloom deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Okay, I mean, it's strictly limited, but it works. Defiant Ogre, 5 colors, 1 red. When Defiant Ogre enters the battlefield, choose 1. Put us a +1/+1 counter on Defiant Ogre. Destroy target artifact. Conditional, really? Is this a conditional creature? Is it gonna get there? Maybe. It's iffy, but whatever. Pharaoh Crushok, 4 colors, 1 green, 5/4. Strictly a vanilla creature. If I had to pick one, I have to go Lotus Path Djinn. I mean, absolutely amazing. I mean, it's good for limited. Enough said. Then we have Dragon Bell Monk, 2 colors, 1 white. Vigilance and Prowess, 2/2. Again, Vigilance, Prowess, pretty nice. Next we have Misfire Adept, 3 colors, 1 blue. Prowess for 3/3. Vanilla with Prowess, that's okay. Fearsome Awakening for 4 colors and 1 black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a dragon, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And then we have Dragon Rage, 2 colors, 1 red. Add red to your mana pool for each attacking creature you control. Until end of turn, attacking creatures you control gain red and a good. Oh, that's pretty nice actually. Gain the mana, spend the mana, make more to do more. Cool. I like that concept. And as well as for Fearsome Awakening, and you know, it's cool that you bring a creature back from the battlefield, especially if it's a dragon. Makes it even more wonderful. Hunt the Weak. Oh, this is a reprint. Hunt the Weak, 3 colors, 1 green. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That creature fights target creature you don't control. Now, which one is the best one? This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with Dragon Rage. Why? Because mana. Well, I love me some manas. The more manas you have, the better you do. I mean, it benefits you. Next, we have Elite Scale Guard, 4 colors, 1 white. When Elite Scale Guard enters the battlefield, bolster 2. Whenever creature you control with +1/+1 counterattacks, top target creature defending player controls. Oh, that is nice. That is definitely nice. The fact you get to tap and you boost. Oof, nice. Rakshasha's Disdain, 2 colors, 1 blue. Counter target spell unless its control pays 1 for each card in your graveyard. Wow. Wow. That is. Unless his controller pays 1 for each card in your graveyard. You gotta have a stacked graveyard just to take this out. I mean, this is a really nice common spell. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty strong if you have a stacked graveyard. So, yeah. If you're gonna play this, make sure your graveyard is stacked. Enough said. Grave Strength, 1 colors, 1 black. Choose target creature. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each creature card in your graveyard. And again, another card that you might have to have a stacked graveyard as well. So there you go. Friendly Fire for 3 colors and a red. Target creature's controller reveals a card at random from his or her hand. Friendly Fire deals damage to that creature and that player equal to the revealed card's converted mana cost. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of an old card that I played. Trying to remember what it was. I can't really remember right now, but it's an interesting thing to do. But yeah. Next we have Map the Waste, 2 colors, 1 green. Search your library for basic land card. Put into the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Bolster 1. That's actually nice. You search for land and you boost your creature for their cost of 3. Well, if I had to pick one, which is kind of hard, it's actually pretty hard to pick because they're all pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I would have to say Map the Waste. Yeah, because overall early game, you map the waste, that'll help you out. Definitely, you need the land. You need the land, and the boost helps a lot. Next, we have a vanilla creature that has, oh my god, look at that horn. For 4 colors, 1 white, Great Horn, Crushok, 3/5. Vanilla, enough said. Refocused, 1 colorless, 1 blue. On top target creature, draw a card. I like it. I like it. Draw a card, and you do that, and it's a common? It's pretty good. Merciless Executioner, 2 colorless, 1 black. When Merciless Executioner enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature, 3/1. Don't know about that. Gore Swine, 2 colors, 1 red, 4/1. Vanilla creature. Enough said. Return to the Earth, 3 colors, 1 green. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Which one would I pick? I'll have to pick Refocus. It's cheap. Cheapest one of the 5. Definitely want to draw some cards. Best way is to go the cheap way. The more you conserve mana to do more, the better for you. Next we have Lotus Eye Mystics, 3 colors, 1 white. Prowess. When Lotus Eye Mystics enters the battlefield, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand, 3/2. Okay, ain't bad. Rite of Undoing, 4 colors, 1 blue. Delve. Oh boy, here we go. One of the Delve cards. Return target non-land permanent you control and target non-land permanent you don't control to their owner's hands. Yeah, it's okay. Orc Sure Shot, 3 colors, 1 black. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature and opponent control gets -1/-1 until end of turn. 4/2. Okay, not bad. Mob Rule, 4 colorless, 2 red. Choose 1. Gain control of all creatures with power 4 or greater until the turn. Oh yeah, this one I know already. Basically, it's saying you get to control any creatures 4 or higher or 3 or less. Enough said. Ruthless Instincts, 2 colors, 1 green. Choose 1. Target non-attacking creature gains reach and death touch until end of turn. Untap it, and then target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trap all to end of turn. It's a very nice buff. But if I had to pick one, it have to be Mob Rule. Mob Rule. Mob Rule. Mob Rule. Did I mention Mob Rule? Yeah. Alright, next we have Pressure Point. 1 colorless, 1 white. Tap target creature, draw a card. Instant. I love it. Works out for me. Shifting loyalties. 5 colorless, 1 blue. Exchange control 2 target permanents that share a card type. Oh boy, it's one of these. Oh boy, one of these complicated cards. Why you do this to us? Karsi High Priest. 1 black. 1 colorless, 1 black. Sacrifice another creature. Manifest the top card of your library. 0/2 top. Yeah, it's okay. Pyrotechnics. 4 colors, 1 green. Pyrotechnics deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. Sorcery. Sudden Reclamation. 3 colors, 1 green. Put the top 4 cards of your library to your graveyard, then return a creature card and land card from your graveyard to your hand. I would have to go with Pressure Point. For the sole fact that you get to draw a card and you tap creature, and it's the cheapest. It's one of the cheapest ones of the 5, besides Karsi High Priest. But definitely Pressure Point is the one to go with. Draw cards. Definitely. Especially in limited format. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a card that has a draw card spell. Definitely is really good. Oh wow. Sage's Reverie. 3 colors, 1 white. It kind of reminds me of the Matrix when Neo was in the room with all the screens and all that. And he's just in there. That's what the art is basically showing me. Enchantment Aura. Chant creature. When a Sage's Reverie enters the battlefield, draw a card for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura you control that's attached to a creature. Sound familiar, doesn't it? It reminds me of Righteous Authority to Return to Ravnica in a way. I actually had fun with that card. Strictly a casual card constructed. I really don't know if it'll get there. Limited? I don't know. Maybe it's good in limited. Who knows? It's a guessing game with that card. Sultai Skullkeeper, 1 colorless, 1 blue. When Sultai Skullkeeper enters the battlefield, put the top 2 cards of your library into graveyard, 2/1. And it's one of the few cards that have a new creature type known as Naga. And Nagas were just introduced, so way to go Wizards. Introduced a new class. Reach of Shadows, 4 colorless, 1 black. Destroy target creature that's 1 or more colors. For 5? Nah, that's too steep. That's why it's common. It's strictly a limited card, so yeah. Alright. So the next card we have is Smoldering Ifrit for 1 colors and 1 red. Smoldering Ifrit dies, it deals 2 damage to you, 2/2. It's okay. Windsor Call Sisma. 1 colorless, 1 green. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. Ferocious, if you control a creature of power 4 or greater, instead prevent all combat damage that will be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. Oh, combat prevention at its best. I mean, that's basically what it is. Now, the hard choice of which one to pick. Oh boy. Sage's Reverie, actually. I had fun playing, Righteous Authority and Return to Ravnica. So yeah, I'll go with that. Why not? It's really fun. Next we go to Sandblast. With 2 colors, 1 white. Instant Sandblast deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. 3 for 5. Not bad. Whisk away, 2 colors, 1 blue. Put a target attacking or blocking creature atop its owner's library. Very good limited spell. I highly recommend playing these type of spells. They're really good. Sibsig Host, 4 colors, 1 black. When Sibsig Host enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library to his or her graveyard. 2/6. Not bad. Teamer Battle Rage, 1 colors, 1 red. Target creature gains double strike until end of turn. If it is ferocious, it also gains trample until end of turn. Not bad at all. And then we have Abzan Beastmaster for 2 colorless, 1 green. Hound Shaman. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. If you control the creature of the greatest toughness or tied for the greatest toughness. So basically, draw a card advantage if you have the greatest toughness or tied, or basically like that. So I would have to go with Whisk Away. Yes. Whisk Away is a card to have because it's great removal. I mean, unlimited, absolutely great. Next we have these 5, which is Sandsteep Outcast for 2 colorless and 1 white. And it says to choose 1. You put a +1/+1 counter Sandsteep Outcast, or you put a 1/1 white spirit creature token fly into the battlefield. 2/1. I picked the token. That's just me though. I definitely picked the token. Will of the Naga, 4 colors, 2 blue. Delve. And it says tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untap step. It's not bad. Not bad for an instant. Costly, but again with the delve, I don't know if delve is actually really good in limited, but yeah, you never know. Maybe it's a good card, but I say it's meh in my opinion. Sivzig Muck Draggers, 8 colors, 1 black. Delve, obviously, because the cost is too high. When Zivzig Muck Draggers enter the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. 3/6. It ain't bad. It's okay. Vault Breaker, 3 colors, 1 red. Whenever Vault Breaker attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. 2 colors, 1 red, 4/2. So, benefit if you dash, definitely. Ambush Krotik, 5 colors, 1 green. Trample. When Ambush Krotik enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. 5/5. If I had to pick one, I think you already know what I'm gonna pick. Sandscape Outcast. Yeah, because you just got options, honestly. And for a common, it ain't bad at all. Now, this is where it gets interesting. These are the cards that I'm quite familiar with and I've quite discussed quite a bit. Rally the Ancestors for X colors 2 white. Instant. Return each creature card with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile those creatures at the beginning of your next upkeep. Exile Rally the Ancestors. This is why I love this card. Strictly because of this. Let's say you're playing a game. Oh, keep in mind this is a late game card if you're going to play it. And you play an Abzan deck. Let's say somebody like me who loves to play Abzan. You have Siege Rhinos. Going in, they die. Going in, they die. And all that. And you need a good play to bring about. Let's say like your full set of Siege Rhinos, which the chance of that happening is quite rare, is in the graveyard. And you just go, okay, I need to make a comeback. You go Rallying the Ancestors. Siege Rhino 4 converted mana cost for 4 mana. You pay the 4 and the 2. Bring it back from the graveyard. And there you go. They get it to the battlefield. They do the trigger. The opponent loses 3 life. You gain 3 life. If you have 4, opponent loses 12 life and you gain 12 life. Changing the game around just with this card. I mean, absolutely amazing. This is a card I really, really need. Not at the point that I want. I need it. Absolutely want it. I mean, if I pull this, I'll be extremely happy. And what's beautiful about this is I think this card is going to be cheap. You know, not many people are going to play it, but this is like one of the surprise cards. And I have a good strategy with it. Like I said, Siege Rhino all day. People will say Goblin Master, Rabble Master. Yeah, definitely use it with Goblin, Rabble Master, and other cards of that sort. Definitely works out as well. And then there's another card that a lot of people have been talking about. Renowned Weaponsmith. For 1 color, 1 blue. And it's an uncommon human artificer. It says if you tap it, you add 2 to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities or artifacts. They say this card can see play in almost every format, pretty much, just for its first ability. The fact that you gain 2 mana just for tapping it, for artifacts and all that, I mean, it really helps. But the second one has an effect similar to the M14 Brockbrew Witch. If you know what she does, it's pretty similar to that. It gives you, it's something quite unique that's not seen so much, that they look for certain things to, acquire their needs and all that. So for 1 blue in your tap, you search your library for a card named Heart Piercer Bow or Vial of Dragonfire. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. We know Heart Piercer Bow. It came out in Khans of Tarkir, but Vial of Dragonfire has not been revealed yet. We don't know what it does. People are still speculating at this moment what that artifact does, but we don't know yet. So only time will tell to see what this card can do. I mean, I say it's great. For an uncommon and being able to do that for its first ability, I say it fits the bill. It's pretty good. So yeah, I gotta agree with that. Tassiger's Cruelty. 5 colors, 1 black. Oh damn, he's mind raping him. Holy shit. Delve. Each opponent discards 2 cards. You mean to tell me you're gonna delve for that? No, thank you. Mardu Scout, 2 colorless. 2 colorless, I wish. 2 red and dash 1 colorless and 1 red for 3/1. Dash is the same cost as the converted mana cost of the creature. I say just hard cast it with this guy. Why you're gonna keep dashing with this guy when it's the same cost? It's like saying here, 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 here. It's the same cost. Just bring it out. I don't see why people would do that. But maybe there is a combat trick with that. You never know. Next we have Teamer Sabertooth. 2 colors, 2 green. For a 1 colorless and a green, you may return another creature you control to its owner's hand. If you do, Teamer Sabertooth gains indestructible until end of turn. 4-3. We have a winner. Teamer Sabertooth. Teamer Sabertooth and Rally the Ancestors are the 2 prime winners. And to a third is Renown Weaponsmith. But number 1, Teamer Sabertooth. Why? Because it has one thing that makes every other card different from the 5 that are here. And the fact is, it has indestructible. Do you know what an indestructible creature does? You should, because it's really something, and not many cards can take that indestructible. So yeah, it's pretty good. But if I had to pick, I would have to say Teamer Sabertooth if it's limited, Rally Ancestors if it's constructed, Renown Weaponsmith for funsies. It's only time to speculate. So remember, it's only based on opinion. It's not absolute decisions what I make. So yeah. Next, we have Mardu Wall Reaper, perhaps one of the best 1-drops in this set. For 1 white, it says whenever Mardu Wall Reaper or another warrior enters the battlefield under control, you may exile target creature card from a graveyard. If you do, you gain 1 life, 2/1. This is basically saying, "Oh, fuck you to Delve." Basically, is hosing them down as much as they can, and it's simply amazing. I mean, for sideboards, it may see constructed play, and the fact that it'll be on the sideboards and all that. So yeah. It really is something. Alright. Now we go on to the next card, which I'm going to have a little in-depth discussion about it. And there's been cards that has been broken pretty much in Magic. And I remember clearly one day, I have a Reddit account. I was looking in Reddit. Certain article came up, but I don't know if it's true. They put it was on a Spanish website or Brazilian website or something like that, saying that 2 certain cards will get banned because they're seeing play quite frequently recently. And those cards are Awaken the Ancient and Dig Through, not Awaken the Ancient, I'm sorry. I love that card, by the way. If you don't know that card, just look it up. It's a fun card. I mean, it's strictly fun. Is Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise. Those 2 cards are quite revolutionary. Why? Because they have Delve and they grant things such as draw card advantage, as well as getting options to get C7 cards and take 2, basically. And this is just one of them that could be pretty broken. So it is Temporal Trespass, 8 colorless and 2 blue. Why did I mention the Reddit article? It's because they say that it has potential of being banned in gaming, being banned in the tournaments and all that sort. It shows Bloodbraid Elf becoming legal again, and then it shows 2 X's, one on Dig Through Time and the other one on Treasure Cruise because of that. So Temporal Trespass might just be one of them. It is a mythic sorcery at the cost of 11 for 8 colors and 3 blue. Now, here's the best part. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Temporal Trespass. Few truly live in the moment. Indeed, true words have been said in the flavor text of this card. This card is insane. Granting you an extra turn for the cost of 3 mana. That is amazing. It is game breaking. Will it see constructive play? I probably think yes. Will it see play in other formats? I probably think yes as well, because this card is pretty broken. I'm not gonna lie. And I want to collect this card so badly. So badly. I love that card. I do have Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time, so those are nice ones as well. So if you ever get this, get it as much as you can. So one day it might be banned and it goes... You never know. Typhoid Rats, 1 black, Death Touch 1/1. Reprint. Humble Defector, 1 colors, 1 red. There is a combo with this card, by the way, for Humble Defector. Tap, draw 2 cards. Target opponent gains control of Humble Defector. Activate this ability only during your turn. 2/1. Great combo card. Kyora's follower. Somebody said that. You know, it's okay. Not the best combo, but there could be better ones. So yeah, just keep tapping and on tapping, drawing them cards. That's living the dream. That's all it is. Then you have Wild Call. 1x colorless. X colorless 2 green. Manifest the top card of your library. Then put X +1/+1 counters on it. The manifest again. It's a pretty good one, but there's one problem. A lot of people have been complaining it. It's not an instant. If it was an instant, it'll be groundbreaking, but it's not. Winner of the 5 over here, Temporal Trespass. Just that card, so amazing. Enough said. I don't want to go into detail. I don't want to go about the nasty things I can do with that card. Oh my god, like Jeskai Barricade. I love the art on this card. 1 colorless, 1 white. Flash Defender. When Jeskai Barricade enters the battlefield, may return another target creature you control to its owner's hand. Not bad. For 0/4, pretty good. Frostwalker. 1 colorless, 1 blue. 4/1. When Frostwalker becomes the target of spell or ability, sacrifice it. Yeah, obviously, for their converted mana cost, there has to be a drawback to it. I mean, shit. I mean, for 2 and to make it a 4/1, there has to be a drawback. Ghastly Conscription. 5 colors, 2 black. I love it when Wizards makes cards like this because they can be pretty interesting when they see play. It's either in constructed or just for casual funsies. One card that I played in particular that I like was Worst Fears, and that card is pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is a pretty fun card to play with. And it is a mythic sorcery, just like Worst Fears. And it says exile all cards for target player's graveyard and face down pile. Shuffle that pile, then manifest those cards. Wow. So you create an arsenal just by screwing with your opponents for the player's graveyard. I mean, that's pretty cool. Create more creatures. It's a fun card. I absolutely love it. Arc Bond. 2 colors, 1 red. Instant. Choose target creature. Whenever that creature is dealt damage this turn, it deals that much damage to each other creature and each player. Yeah. Retaliation, basically. Then here we have Formless Nurturing. 3 colors, 1 green. Manifest the top card of your library, then put a +1/+1 counter on it. Not bad. Now I gotta make the harsh decision of picking a good one. And I am definitely a man of fun. I say Ghastly Conscription would be the one if it had Delve. Imagine how nuts it would be if this card had Delve. It will be so broken and the price will probably go up and people will want that card like no tomorrow. But my gut says to go with Jeskai Barricade. That flash, that defender, and what it does. I mean, simply great. Ghastly Conscription. I love you, but only if you were better. Only if you were better. I see you as funsies. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Alright, next. These 5 over here is quite interesting. See, like a beam, spiral. Guys say no, and then all that stuff. I don't know. Mastery of the Unseen. 1 colorless, 1 white. Whenever permanent you control is turned face up, you gain 1 life for each creature you control. 3 colors, 1 white. Manifest the top card of your library. Kind of weak for a rare enchantment, I must say. Neutralizing Blast. 1 colorless, 1 blue. Instant counter target multicolored spell. I say that is a sideboard card. Yes, it is a sideboard card, definitely. Sultai Emissary. 1 colorless, 1 black. When Sultai Emissary dies, manifest the top card of your library. 1/1. Yeah, go ahead. Fierce Invocation. 4 colors, 1 red. Manifest the top card of your library. Then put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Okay. Irrational War Beast. 5 colors, 2 green. When Irrational War Beast deals combat damage to 1 or more blocking creatures, manifest the top card of your library. 6/6. Oh man, this is hard. So much manifest. I would have to go Neutralizing Blast. Counter spells are always good. Definitely. Oh man. Alright. Alright. This is what I have to say about this. Ignore the 4 to the right. we already have a winner. And this is a card that's probably one of the most valuable cards in the set. It's gonna see play in Modern, possibly Constructed. It might will, yeah, I think it is. I think it's gonna see play in Constructed, and it's definitely gonna be an amazing card. And that is Monastery Mentor, 2 colorless, 1 white, mythic human monk, prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 white monk creature token with prowess onto the battlefield. 2/2. Speak little, do much. I love the flavor text of that card. And what I must say is this. I love playing with Young Pyromancer. I run an Izzet deck, and I'm possibly going America just for this guy. Miracle. I mean, this card is just amazing. Why? Because of this. Yeah, Pyromancer is seeing frequent play in Modern. This card will see frequent play in Modern as well, I believe, because the fact is your tokens get the buff as well as this guy. And it's hilarious because once this guy gets buffed, he spawns more tokens, and the tokens get the buff as well. It's a never-ending process as this guy goes along. He just gets stronger and stronger and stronger each time, and embraces an army. This is simply ridiculous. This is, as like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, I don't know. It's just simply amazing. Like, I need this card. I will go to great lengths to honestly go to great lengths to get this card, and to get this hollow. Oh my god, that just. Oh my god. Give me time. Give me time to. Oh my god. Give me time to recoup, because this is the Wizards. Really, you reprint a card like this? It's insane, and this at this caliber. Oh my god. I mean, I gotta drink of water because almost chipped my tooth just thinking about it. I need this card. I need it. It's probably gonna be the most valuable card in the set. It's ridiculous. I shouldn't go into it too much because I got the rest of the set to review, but I could just end and say, hey, Monastery Mentor, end the day. That's it. Done. Supplement form, 4 colorless, 2 blue. Instant, return target creature to its owner's hand. You put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. I like that idea. It's new and refreshing. It's a very nice idea. Mardu Shadow Spear, 1 black. Whatever Mardu Shadow Spear attacks, each opponent loses 1 life. Dash at the cost of 1 colorless and 1 black. Dash 1/1. Yeah, I could see some play. I could see some play. Now, here's the thing about it though. Are people willing to pay the dash cost more than the converted mana cost of the card? The answer is, if they're desperate, yes. Maybe there is some type of buff that'll come later on that'll buff this type of thing when they have dash creatures coming along, or maybe there already is. But you never know. But you'll be surprised. People will do it, regardless of a limited format and all that. Definitely. Next, we have an interesting card, and I applaud Wizards for doing it, which is Lightning Shrieker, 4 colors, 1 red. A common creature dragon, and is a 5/5 for flying, trample, and haste. At the beginning of the end step, Lightning Shrieker's owner shuffles it into his or her library. I absolutely love this. I love it. It is a common dragon of the greatest degree, pretty much. The only drawback is you gotta reshuffle it back into your library, but when it's out, hell unleashed, pretty much. I absolutely love it. I mean, perhaps one of the greatest commons to pull. I love it. I mean, I love it so much. The flavor and everything behind it. I mean, wow. And then we have Fruit of the First Tree. 3 colors, 1 green. Enchanted creature. When enchanted creature dies, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is its toughness. Yeah, it's pretty good. It reminds me of a card I used to play with that I put in my Vampire Modern deck, which is known as Dying Wish. I mean, I loved Dying Wish, and this is like an alternative to Dying Wish, but Dying Wish will always be better to me in my opinion. And the winner, I do not have to say it, enough said. Ladies and gentlemen, my opinion, best card of the set, best card of the set, best card of the set. So if I were you, invest your money on this card, get this card as much as you can. End of story. And then might as well end the set review right now. Alright, Dragon Scale General, 3 colors, 1 white. Human warrior. At the beginning of your end step, bolster X, or X is the number of top creatures you control. 2, 3. Not bad. I mean, for topped, yeah, that's okay. Right into being. 2 colorless, 1 blue. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Manifest one of those cards and put the other on the top of your library. Alright, it's okay. Mardu Strike Leader. This card I love. You'll see why. For 2 colorless and a black. Whenever Mardu Strike Leader attacks, put a 2/1 black warrior creature token onto the battlefield. Dash. 3 colorless, 1 black for 3/2. Alright, I'm going to make a tremendous comparison right now. Remember good old Lion King from Born of the Gods, a card I hold dear to me? Well, it has one drawback to it. It is a legendary creature that spawns tokens with vigilance, and every time it attacked and blocked, it would bring it out. You could only have one of those guys. Mardu Strike Leader, on the other hand, is not legendary. You can have multiples and bring out multiple tokens. The beautiful thing is it has dash as well, so you could, to avoid it, basically it could come in and come out, come in and come out. Make it quite versatile. The only thing you have to worry about is removal, really. The same with Brimaz. You gotta worry about that removal because that removal game be too strong lately. I ain't gonna lie. But well, I'm flicking around a quarter and a penny. I don't know why this whole time. They're fiddling around. But this card is amazing. I would add it to my deck. I want to experiment it to see as an alternative to Brimaz. Absolutely love it. Love the art of this card, by the way. Love it. Absolutely. I'm engrossed with this, definitely, and I want this card badly. It's got it to the point of want, but need not so much because I have Brimaz. But eventually it's going to become a need once Born of the Gods rotates out. So, yeah. If you're investing in sets, I would say just do it now before the other set rotates out because the demand will be too high to acquire certain cards. So, there you have it. Next we have Wild Slash. For 1 red, instant, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, damage can't be read into his turn. Deal 2 damage to our creature player for 1 red. That's not bad at all. Whisper of the Wilds. 1 colorless, 1 green. Tap, add green to your mana pool. If you have Ferocious, you add 2 green for 0/2. Now I have to pick a winner. I do like Whisper of the Wilds, I'm not gonna lie. If I have built like an elf deck or something, or like something rampy of sorts, or like mono green devotion, that will work. But unfortunately, it's Mardu Strike Leader is my winner. That's my alternative Brimaz. What can I say? Next we have Light Form, 1 colorless, 2 white. When Light Form enters the battlefield, becomes an aura of enchant creature, manifest the top card of your library and attach Light Form to it. Enchanted creature has life, flying, and lifelink. Oh my god, that's pretty much living the dream. That is so nice. Evasion and the advantage of gaining life. Really nice. Reality Shift, 1 colorless, 1 blue. My god, how many manifests they got in this? Manifest is an annoying mechanic. Jesus. Solitary creature's controller manifests the top card of his or her library. But what makes this card great, like really good, is the fact to exile target creature. I like that. Instant. So let's say the opponent has a fatty, you just go here, exile it. Done. I just hope that they don't have a creature when they get the top card. It's basically a gamble, pretty much. It might work out, it might not, but you never know. So yeah. Archfiend of Depravity, 3 colors, 2 black, flying at the beginning of each opponent's end step. The player chooses up to 2 creatures he or she controls and sacrifices the rest. 5/4. This is like make it or break it type of creature, but hey, it's pretty good. Ain't that bad. Flamewake Phoenix, 1 colors, 2 red. Flying Haste, Flamewake Phoenix attacks each turn if able. Ferocious, at the beginning of each combat of your turn. If you control a creature of power 4 or greater, you may pay red. 1 red. If you do, return Flamewake Phoenix from greater to battlefield 2/2. Very familiar. Back then, when I used to play Standard, I played mono red Devotion. And one of the cards I played was Chandra's Phoenix. Good times, good times. Because once your creature dies, you could just bring it back, or just casting a spell and all that. Will this see play? Possibly will. It'll have the same effect as Chandra's Phoenix, pretty much almost. So, it's a good card. I wouldn't disregard it, but it is good. Temur War Shaman, 4 colors, 2 green. Temur War Shaman enters the battlefield, manifests the top card of your library. Whenever a permanent you control is turned face up, if it's a creature, you may have a fight target creature you don't control. 4/5. Now I must make the hard choice of which card is the best. Man, I'm just fiddling around. Like pulling drawers and like points all over the place. It's a long review. I would have to say light form. I love me some enchantments. And it's funny because I've been talking shit about Manifest, but hey, if it's good, it's good. Next we have Honor's Reward. 2 colors, 1 white. Instant, you gain 4 life, bolster 2. Enough said. Jeskai Infiltrator. 2 colors, 1 blue. Also known as the Metal Gear Solid card. Let's see why. Jeskai Infiltrator can't be blocked as long as you control no other creatures. When Jeskai Infiltrator does combat damage to a player, exile it and the top card of your library in a face down pile. Shuffle that pile, then manifest those cards 2, 3. So basically, he attacks alone. Reap the benefits, and you get the benefits off of it. I like it. I like it. And it will be something I would love to have just for fun. Just to play with it, have fun. Definitely. Next, we have the next best thing. When I say the next best thing, I'm talking about black removal at its best. A black board wipe. Finally, it's been a while since we had what says Planar Chaos, which we know a card very well. Known as Damnation, but is the closest thing to it. It is Crooks of Fate. 3 colors, 2 black. Sorcery. Choose one. Destroy all dragon creatures. Or destroy all non-dragon creatures. Simply amazing. Enough said. Damnation has been one of the greatest and highest regarded cards of Magic. This might as well be one of them as well, since Damnation hasn't been reprinted. Hey, it's close to Damnation, but it's really good, so I'll go with that. Next we have Flame Rush Rider. 4 colors, 1 red. And it says when it attacks, you put a token to battlefield, tap and attacking, exile the token into combat, and then dash. 3/3. You know what I say about this? Dash all day with this card. I don't want to see people hard casting it. It's better to dash with it all day. That's the best option. Because yeah, you can attack it, have it still there. But I say dash all day to make it a lot more fun. I like fun and risks. It's really something. Whisperwood Elemental. 3 colors, 2 green. At the beginning of your end step, manifest the top card of your library. Sacrifice Whisperwood Elemental. Until end of turn, face up non-token creature you control gain. When this creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. 4/4. This guy is like the Inception card. Like the one that I talked about in Commander that wasn't so great. Because a certain thing applied. Like the Commander one went from a worm to a fish. I don't remember, from a worm fish to a whale, and it just got bigger and bigger each time. This happens to be almost the same thing. Brings out more creatures. It just goes creature after creature after creature. Keep in mind, there's one thing you have to worry about, and that is the word exile. Once it's exiled, doesn't do so good. I have to pick one, and you know which one I'm gonna pick. Is Crux of Fate. Closest thing to Damnation, but hey, it is what it is. Valor's Stance. 1 color, 1 white. Instant. Choose one target creature, gains indestructible until end of turn. Or destroy target creature of toughness 4 or greater. I'm currently playing Abzan Charm in my deck. Abzan Charm has been doing wonders for me. But this might be in a replacement. I don't know. I might have to experiment, or perhaps another alternative. But for now, I like this card a lot. If I pick it up in limited, believe me, trust me, I will play it. The fact you get indestructible and you destroy target creature, simply amazing. For 2 mana. Sage Eye Avengers. Avengers of Sebul. For 4 colors, 2 blue. Prowess. Whenever Sage Eye Avengers attacks, you may return target creature to its owner's hand if its power is less than Sage Eye Avengers' power. 4/5. Interesting card. Constructed, maybe. But I see it in limited doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Now this card has been talked about a lot. It's been talked about quite a bit. Soul Flayer, 4 colors, 2 black. And what makes it beautiful is it's a delve card, so you could actually essentially bring it down to 2 black. If a creature card with flying was exiled with Soul Flayer's delve ability, Soul Flayer has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hex, Haste, Hex, Prove Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Tribal, and Vigilance. 4/4. Oh my god, I wasn't allowed to say. Basically, what this card is entailing is that once you exile certain cards with the Delve ability to bring this guy out, it gains the abilities of whatever card was down there. Let's say it had the Hexproof or Death Touch or anything like that, it gains that ability. And this card is lots of fun. Is it going to see constructed play? I say yes. Goblin Heel Cutter for 3 colors, 1 red. 1 Goblin Heel Cutter attacks target creature can't block this turn. Dash for 3, 3/2. The dash cost is better than converted mana cost. I say, yeah, go with it. Dash it. Frontier Mastodon, 2 colors, 1 green. Frontier Mastodon enters at whatever field with +1/+1 counter on it if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. 3/2. Yep. If I had to pick one, it'd have to be Valorous Stance for limited, and for overall Soul Flare. Yes. Yes, Soul Flare. Do love it. Next we have Soul Summons, 1 color, 1 white, manifest a top card of your library. Jeskai Sage, 1 color, 1 blue, prowess with Jeskai Sage dies, draw a card, 1/1, has prowess, absolutely love it. Gurmag Angler, 6 colors, 1 black. What a ugly zombie fish. Ew. Delve, 5/5. Rage Form, 2 colors, 2 red. Says an enchantment. When Rage Form enters the battlefield because of aura with a check creature, manifests a target other than red forge, so the creature has double strike. Okay. Oh boy. Another one. Alright. Another card that I need to pick a bone with and talk about. I'm gonna go into heated discussion with this card is Shamanic Revelation for 3 colors and 2 green. There's been arguments of which card is better. Me personally, I love Sphinx's Revelation. Sphinx's Revelation is a great spell, having X converted mana cost along with white blue. I don't remember the cost exactly. At an instant, giving you gaining life and you draw cards. Absolutely love it. You have to get that card. That is a must. Absolutely love it. Get a full play set if you can. I mean, it's an amazing card. This is possibly the closest thing to it, or better, according to some people. It is a sorcery rare. Draw a card for each creature you control. Ferocious. You gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Here's the argument. The argument is this. Sphinx's Revelation, you pay with X converted mana cost along with 3 mana, correct? Shamanic Revelation, you have 5 mana. With 5 mana, you could do so much. Because X is a certain mana cost that you could pay with that. Whatever you have in your arsenal is what you pay, but this gives it a limit. You say 5, I can do all that. I can gain a possible. Let's just say you're fully stacked, that you have 5 creatures on battle, and you can gain 20 life if you have creatures that have more than 4 power out there, and you draw a card for each creature you control. Now here's a tremendous argument behind this. It is a sorcery. Sphinx's is an instant. Shamanic Revelation is colorless with green. Sphinx, multicolor white, blue, along with the X converted mana cost. Both have their downsides. Both have their pros. Which one is the better one? I'm gonna go with this. Me personally, I say both are excellent, and they're both tied. I cannot put one better than the other. Why? Because of the certain pros and cons each card has. The colors for Sphinx, the sorcery for Shamanic Revelation, and the growth of what Sphinx can do besides Shamanic Revelation. It is absolutely amazing that they made a card like this. I absolutely love it. Shamanic Revelation is well regarded in my book, as well as Sphinx. I put them at a tie. You may argue, you may comment, you may say anything you want in the comments, so let me know exactly what you think about Shamanic Revelation versus Sphinx's Revelation. But that is exactly what I think. I say get a playset of this card, invest your money wisely, get this one as much as you can, because it is going to be valuable. I'm telling you right now. Spend. And if you were listening, you would obviously know that that was the winner. Hooded Assassin, 2 colors, 1 black. When Hooded Assassin enters the battlefield, choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter Hooded Assassin. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Exactly what an assassin does. 1/2. Sand Steep Mastodon. 4. 5 colors, 2 green. Reach, whatever. Sand Steep Mastodon enters the battlefield. Bolster 5/5/5. Jesus. That is quite steep. Mastodon wins. Hooded Assassin. I love it for the flavor. So, Mastodon wins. Wasn't really much. It was just 2 cards I was comparing. Now we go to the dragons. Only 5 were presented in this set. So, ironically, in Dragons of Tarkir, they'll present the other 5 dragons. So, here we go. Dromoka the Eternal. The Abzan Dragon. 3 colors, 1 green, 1 white. Legendary creature dragon. Flying when a dragon control attacks. Bolster 2, 5/5. This is a card that will see constructed play for the sole reason that you can boost your creatures. And that's what I love about it. Next we have Ojuta, Soul of Winter. 5 colors, 1 white, 1 blue. Flying Vigilance. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, tap non-permanent opponent controls. That permanent doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. 5/6. This is a card that detains creatures and shuts them down. Absolutely great. The cost is a little steep at 7 mana, but it does what it has to do. Perhaps one of the best dragons in my opinion. Sulamgar, the Drifting Death. 4 colors, 1 blue, 1 black. Legendary creature, dragon. And this is what makes it the best. It is a flying, hex-proof dragon. Hex-proof is a big deal. It has protection. Whenever a dragon control attacks, creatures defending player controls gets -1/-1 until end of turn. 3/7. It is because the -1 -1. I think it stacks if you have other dragons in play as well. I think. I'm not sure. But please let me know in the comments if it does or it doesn't, because I don't really know. I might have to look it up myself since I'm not that big of a YouTuber on this. You know, maybe I have to search it for myself. But if you appreciate it, just leave a comment, let me know. I love them though. Kolagan, the Storm's Fury. For 3 colors, 1 black, 1 red. Legendary creature, dragon. Obviously. Flying whenever a dragon control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn, and has dash at the same converted mana cost, 4/5. I think it stacks as well. The +1/+0. It's a cool card, but yeah. Atarka World Render. 5 colors, 1 red, 1 green. Flying Trample. Whenever a dragon control attacks against double strike until end of turn, 6/4. Now, here's the thing. I'm not quite sure what it entails with a card that has a flying and trample, but hey, you never know. To give it double strike until end of turn is simply amazing. I mean, it could reap the benefits, and it has the evasion, it has the trample and all that to inflict the damage, and it's of these 5 dragons is the one that does the most damage at 6. So yeah, to cap it at that, it's really good, and the fact that this double strike makes it even more amazing. If I had to pick, I say Dromaka for constructed, Sulamgar, great potential. These are the 2 best in my opinion. I can't pick one. I'm sorry. These 5 over here, they're great spells actually. Harsh Sustenance, 1 color, 1 white, 1 black. Harsh Sustenance at the common instant deals X damage to target creature or player, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control. Definitely great. I would love to play that. They gave me some life. Oh, amazing. Cutting Strike, 3 colors, 1 blue, 1 red. Cutting Strike deals 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to target player. Draw a card. Another great one, but high cost. Grim Contest, 1 colors, 1 black, 1 green. Instant. Choose target creature you control and target creature the opponent controls. Each of those creatures deals damage equal to its toughness to the other. I love this card so much. You know why? Because it is a game within a game. It is proposing that you get to make a mini fight and see who is the victor at that point. And you do it based on toughness. Usually it's based on power, but we're going for toughness this time around. So that's what makes it great. So yeah, whoever has the bigger butt will win. War Flare, 2 colors, 1 red, 1 white. Instant. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Great combat tactic. I love it. It's good. Ethereal Ambush, 3 colors, 1 green, 1 blue. I say this is the weakest of the 5. Manifest the top 2 cards of your library. Again with a manifest. Ugh. I'm surprised I haven't printed a card called Manifest Destiny. Seriously. Winner. 2 winners actually. Harsh Sustenance and Grim Contest. Oh my god, I want a Grim Contest so badly in limited. That'd be so awesome. Oh my god, like If I did that, that'll be amazing. Next, we have the great and almighty Ugin. Ugin the Spirit Dragon, a colorless. Planeswalker Ugin. Colors Planeswalker. It's been a while. It's +2. It's Ghost Flame essentially from, I believe it was Future Sight. Ugin the Spirit Dragon deals 3 damage to target creature or player. This is what I love about Ugin coming up. -X. Exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's one or more colors. This -X is a ratchet bomb that exiles. That's what makes it beautiful. It doesn't destroy, it exiles. I absolutely love it. Here's the best part. The piece de la résistance. The -10. You gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. The reverse of Nicol Bolas. And I do have Nicol Bolas, the M13 version of him, a Planeswalker. Ultimates just switched around. That's the only difference. Nicol Bolas does 7 damage, discards 7, destroys 7 permanents, but this guy is just the opposite, and I love it. I want to see Nicol Bolas fight this guy again. I want Nicol Bolas, this is a prediction, to be printed in Dragons of Tarkir. If he's reprinted as the same Planeswalker in Dragons of Tarkir, I am so set because I do have that card. And I'd love to see these two fight. That'll be glorious if I see those two fight. This card, one of the most valuable cards in the set. I say get it while you can. And there's another thing I want to say. A certain YouTuber said this. I'm not going to say the person's name. That we know there's going to be Ugin Fates packs coming up in the pre-release. But the person has stated that, you know, I may be right, I may be wrong, and he may be right, he may be wrong. That's why I don't want to put that person in the spotlight. So that's why I'm not, you know, ragging on him or anything like that. That they say that there is going to be Ugins, and it is true. There's going to be alternate art Ugins, and they say, he says that everybody might get one, like an Oprah effect. That they say, you have an Ugin, I got an Ugin, they get an Ugin, everybody gets an Ugin. You know, I wish in the world it was like that. If, you know, if it really does happen, that would make it so great. The fact that everybody has an Ugin. But unfortunately, sometimes that just doesn't happen, you know. I think the Ugin just comes up to certain selected few. Maybe, you know, they do have it with the packs. You know, in my shop, the owner, he just decides if whoever wins gets those packs, or a selected few in the beginning, like before the pre-release even starts, just hands them out or something like that. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know. You know, only time will tell. I have to go to the pre-release to figure that out myself. But yeah, that's what was said. So yeah, Ugin, I love you, man. If I pull you, I'll be so happy. But I'm gonna buy you anyway, so I ain't even worried about that. I'm getting you. So, Scroll of the Masters, 2 colorless artifact. When you cast a non-creature spell, you put a lower counter on Scroll of the Masters. No. Why the build-up? No. Ugin's Construct, 4 colorless. When Ugin's Construct enters the battlefield, sacrifice a permanent that's 1 or more colors. 4/5. Interesting artifact, but no, not really. Okay, here we have a really interesting artifact. Hero's Blade, 2 colorless. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach Hero's Blade to it. Equip 4. Essentially, you have a legendary creature that comes in. You do not pay the equip cost. It's automatically equipped to that legendary creature, and they will gain that buff for free. That's what's beautiful the card. Imagine Brahma's King of Reskos with this card. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. I see things being built with this card of casual play, possibly constructed. I'm not sure, but you never know. We just gotta wait to see. That's all it is. Goblin Boomkeg, 4 colorless. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Goblin Boomkeg. When Goblin Boomkeg is put into a graveyard for the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Yeah, it ain't bad. It's fun. We already know who the winner is. I don't have to say it. I mean, it's Ugin. Come on. Be real now. Oh, these three. Huge stone retainers. 3 colorless. Artifact creature golem. Cast huge stone retainers. Or if you cast another spell this turn. 4/4. Yeah, I see that. Because it says 3 converted mana cost to make a 4/4. They want something in return. Yeah. I get it. Pilgrim of the Fire. 7 colors. First strike trample. 6/4. Artifact. Yeah. Whatever. It's okay. Why you did this, Wizards? Crucible of Spirit Dragon. Like, you made a land dedicated to dragons, and we have to build it up to make it big. Like, I see this being a casual card or like Commander EDH kind of deal. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. 1 tap, put a storage counter on Crucible of the Spirit Dragon. Tap, remove X storage counters from Crucible of Spirit Dragon. X, add X mana and then combination of colors to your mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast dragon spells or activate abilities of dragons. Enough said. It's a pro dragon card, but it takes a lot to build up. I mean, seriously, it's something, but still, it takes a lot. And then we have the Lifelands, which I absolutely love. I suggest you collect them as well. They printed them on Khans of Tarkir, that they were desolated and destructed, but this time and now, you see the lands now? They're all refreshed because they're all at the beginning before the destruction occurred, especially the regular lands. And this is not done much, by the way. This hasn't been done in many sets. So all the lands are intact, pretty much. The life lands, including the basic lands, they put them as their regular state. And if you look at Khans of Tarkir, you'll see that the state of the lands are under destruction and all that stuff, which is really nice. So the basics are definitely nice. Look at that mountain. I mean, the Jeskai mountain is cool and all that. I mean, look at that. And the lifelands. Unfortunately, the tri-lands haven't been reprinted. The clan tri-lands, they decided not to reprint it, which is fine. It's okay. I mean, I collect them as well. I suggest you collect these lands, the lifelands, the tri-lands, even the basics. You know, I said I opened a fat pack. The basic lands, I haven't even opened them. I think they'll retain value sometime, or maybe later on. Maybe I'm just being selfish. Another thing that Wizards has done is they decided to bring in the fetch lands from Khans of Tarkir, which is reprinted on Onslaught. And basically they're doing the same thing what Dragons of Maze did. Dragons Maze was an underwhelming set, which really didn't have much to offer, so they decided to reprint the Shocklands. In this set, however, they're going with the Khans of Tarkir fetch lands, and they're bringing it in this set as well. So if you haven't gotten a fetch land, here's your chance again. You have a chance to get it again. And on my rating of how great this set is, I say this set is a go and get it now. I mean, it's simply amazing. I mean, there is a lot to get on everything. You know, the mythics are nice, even the rares are nice as well. Not bad. I don't know if I had to compare to Khans of Tarkir, I say they're pretty much equal and level. But yeah, definitely. I already picked my color. I already bought my box. I picked Abzan again. I'm going white. Why am I going white? Well, the money cards are white. That's all I can say. I mean, the monastery card and the other one that I mentioned earlier. Hopefully I get one of those. Like, oh, that card is so fire, Grandmaster. Oh my god. That card alone just makes it. I mean, it's just amazing. And if you ever want to play Magic, I mean, this is a good time to get in. I mean, so much beautiful things are going on right now. A lot of beautiful things. I'm gonna do the pre-release next week. I'm gonna release more videos and content coming soon. And I will post a video of what I pulled, what my strategy was when I played and everything. And yeah, that's basically it. And this was the Fate Reforged set review. So this is Solid Guy C signing out. See you next time.